The time is now. It's back to the rhymes. Like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the Booth Street dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut, rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Got the board here. Okay. Got the album here. School Us, no sales. And I will update you on. I could have done something. Let me give you an update. Nothing to report on the sales part. Country music, I don't like sunsets much and all that. I did contact or heard from Chris, who loaned me her Tim McGraw and her Kenny Chesney CDs for inspiration. I'm not sure that made an impact on my inspiration for writing country songs, but I appreciated the idea. I'm just trying to get those back to her, and we'll try to see if there's a way for me to get around Snohomish County to some country bars someday. Yeah, it's going to happen any day. Yeah. Can barely get to the one in the neighborhood here, but that's on the bucket list. Not even a bucket list. What would you call this? A Dixie Cup list? And these don't seem like big goals, but they're hard to make happen with my current schedule. But I was glad to hear from her. I also heard from Tom. He reported that his nephew, who's going to Roosevelt High School in the city, is what's that song? Man, it feels good to be country again, or whatever. Thomas Rhett, Anyway, he wants to be country, living in the city. And they're what he called the song they're making. I can't tell you the name because it's probably working on it. But anyway, that's so cool. Keep it up. Keep it up. And we want to see what happens with that, with the next generation, of course, right? That's the future. And that's the thing about music. You can get into it at a nice young age, right? And do well at a nice young age, potentially. I was watching the Cartier family. I think that's how you say it. These young brothers. I think I might have told you about them, but they're younger than me for sure. They're not. I don't know if they're college age or a little older, but they're sitting around watching Mobb Deep and like, man, those guys were 19. Shook Ones is the big kind of breakout song for them. Never knew what was so great about it, but I like some of their other songs for sure. But it was solid, and I don't know if they were just impressed. Those guys were impressed that those guys were just 19 doing that song, and it was hitting hard, and it resonated with the streets. So with the country, I'll just leave it at that. Okay, you will be glorified. Nothing new to add there. So YouTube channel. So my next move is I have one of two things. So I guess it was this week I checked into Spotify. Was that this week? I guess I did it this week sometime. And it said, oh, use one of our, how would you describe it? You can use one of our, I don't even know what you'd call them, distributors, I guess, to upload your music. And one being CD Baby, another one's the one I always hear about is DistroKid. I might have talked about this last week. So, man, I forgot to look. How much is it? A single's $10. How much is it? 15 or is it 100? I can't remember. If it's $15, I'll just pay it again, most likely. But I still want to ask, why did it get taken down? Is there a 5-year limit? And then that gets taken down. You got to renew it. I don't know, but yeah, I probably did talk about that because I saw Zanya last week. So yeah, I need to get with CD Baby. and see what's the story. If it's $100, I think my next goal would be to think on that for a minute and maybe try to release this Bed of Bread Volume 12 with some artwork and then the back cover and all that stuff like I did with Volume 13, and then share that. I just keep things moving, and while I figure out what's going on, what I want to do, and maybe that, give me some time to maybe bring in and generate a little more revenue to put towards, that's a tough pill for me to go out there and pay again, but I'll do it if I have to. So I think that's my order. So now to do this Bed of Bread Volume 12 artwork, I have a couple people in mind. Aileron's one. And I thought he can name your price. I put some money out here, $300, because the recording is going to be a bit of I just can't think about it, hardly anything. I don't know. I might be able to do a little bit of practice while I'm delivering mail. We got the holidays. This is a big month. It's the biggest month of the year in my world for delivering mail. So I don't want to get too. After you get through this month, it can slow down significantly, and then that's when I can really take a look at what can I do just day to day. But it is, as we in the post office during December, they don't have to pay us double pay after 10 hours, so they'll start us earlier, 6 o'clock or something, so we'll have longer days potentially. I don't know if that exactly how that'll go down, but yeah, so just gotta get through it. It's not terrible, but it's longer days, and it's actually not too bad. The worst was the day after, the Monday after Veterans Day, and we're gonna have I think Christmas is on a Monday or something, or we're gonna have 2 straight days. We have the 2 straight days off. Game over. Anyway, so I was planning on maybe practicing my rhymes for. I can get to it later, but anyway, I'm not ready to record. I didn't hit the drums at all. So hey, can you do a little artwork for an album cover? How much? I've already. Let's do something. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. If he doesn't want to or can't, I got John, my supervisor. I got Aaron, my coworker, truck driver, who did the last one. If you want to do another one, and then after that, I just have to go asking around. But I know people do some art, so it's just a matter of getting something. It's not going to be me doing it. I can assure you, that's not going to happen. And then do that, because I think that would be cool. It's just nice conversation and get people just for engagement purposes. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. So the short didn't do too well, but the Instagram did the best it had done. I think in 3 months, 180 views or something. It'd been like 20 or less every single week. Facebook broke the record for me. That was 356 or something. So that was good. I don't know if they're combining Instagram with the people who, I don't know how this works, but that was cool. So it's interesting, this last song, because first, it's unique. It sounds kind of like vulnerable. I know people like vulnerable. Oh, he sounds vulnerable. Well, it's not really. I don't think. I'll make myself vulnerable. It's not like that. But it's just. Hopefully, people can relate. And dealing with life and just putting it in song, and it's kind of cool how it came out. And then TikTok did close. It gets up. It seems like it'll either be 200 something or not, about 900. This one was more around 900. Don't know why. So it's good. So that's that. Okay. So rules of engagement. One comment I heard from Officer Tatum. I'd like to hear what he has to say about political stuff. He said he didn't want to play Candace Owens' interview with Tucker Carlson too long, because then he'd have to pay a copyright. I'm like, wow, what? because you got these Cartier family, they're just watching a lot of content. I don't know, maybe there's a limit, some amount. I have no idea how that works. Those guys were saying they'd get blocked and maybe get taken down, but then others so anyway, don't know. That was just a rules of engagement thing I learned. And okay, I guess maybe there's something to that. So okay, Bellevue Ballers. So here's the deal. So we're all self-employed, but we have people who their coach is helping, he's offering help. I need to restrict that by connecting people. And so for whatever reason, other people in our group, I imagine I'm the busiest of everybody. I could be wrong. But I'm just going to have to flat out tell my work, no, I won't work Sunday. No, because I want to be a helpful person, but I don't need the money for this right now. So no, I won't work Sunday. No, I won't work my day off. You can ask, but I'll say no, just like most everybody else does, because thank God, got that part of my finance. So for my plan is, so I'm hoping for a block of time, and I don't think I've got 3 out of 5 days off. Today, forget it. Tomorrow, I can see it not even probably going to even happen. So Thanksgiving Day is probably the only day where I can get a block. If I could get 4 straight hours, I'd be ecstatic. But even 2 hours, 3 hours, uninterrupted, no appointments. I do all my daily, get my mind right, have my snacks and all this, not have to be rushed. Okay. And that's not for music. That's just to work on a business project that will allow for all these things to really launch. Just to say, hey, I'm trying to connect with people and sit down with people, because my route it's every day I'm working till 8. Maybe one day a week I work till 4. Our manager's been moved on, so we're going to have a new one. Let's see if this new one wants me to have an 8-hour day once a week. And so if I have that helps. But I really need the time to just get stuff organized, not contacting, just organized, and then I'll be in the contacting mode. But I really want to kind of get my planning together, and then I'll be ready to go. So Thanksgiving Day. So that's the plan with that, and that's what's going on. Yeah, just to, it's just kind of the way it is. You don't have to be a star, but you got to at least put in some effort. And for me, it's been known I've been very busy, but I realize, okay, I can do, and I'm almost doing physical therapy. So that, out of here, one more of those, and then we'll just see about my foot. I just cannot get I'm working hard to get that foot figured out. But anyway, that's the deal. Okay, merch. Right here, we got, hold on, the shirt. Okay, so this is a sales training tip, and I had to remind myself. I used to work at Video Only, and I worked at Video Only that sells TVs, right? So my guy who kind of trained me, he talked to this guy's funny. He said, according to WIS magazine, this TV, have a couple TVs. This TV is ranked number 1. Oh, really? Oh, well, probably should get that one. A Toshiba or a Sony or a JVC. We're always selling those. And it turns out WIS magazine is what's in stock magazine. So these TVs are all about the same, they're all pretty much the same. You'll be happy. You just buy it and watch it, So you're not selling the JVC if you're out of it. That's not the best TV. The best one's the Toshiba. That's what we have in stock, right? It's the worst feeling in the world. You get someone ready to, all right, let me go get your TV, and you come back and say, oh, sorry. So I did with John. He's like, well, he wanted another shirt. And he's like, and I told him about the black and the pink version. I should almost show it to you. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah. Let me check my size. And it turns out I don't have a size. And then I said, well, I got the pink and white in your size. And then he's talking about asking his girlfriend, but I messed up. Why did I tell him about the black and pink if I didn't have his size? Why didn't I get his size first and then tell him? So, I had to remind myself that. So that's good for me to relearn. I don't have a ton of these shirts right now because I need to sell a few more to buy a few more, but I appreciate it. But yeah, he hadn't said anything all week. He was talking about he was going to buy. So I don't know. Don't know. So that's that. All right. Okay. Ooh, Trump's going to dump. So, okay. So nothing new. Now, if you didn't catch President Trump in the right-wing Avengers, as Joe Rogan described them as, or said they seem like that. I don't know about the Avengers really at all, but probably a good name. It's the Madison Square Garden, New York City, went insane, and that's cool. Obviously, maybe that's the kind of crowd I would think would connect with Trump. Butt kicker. Oh, he's a bully. This is the UFC. We smash heads, and that's why no one was messing with the US when he's the president, right? Should that be my song? I can make a song like that. No one was messing with the US when he was Perez. Because I kind of had, anyway, I will come back to that. So, that's all. And I was just kind of curious, is CD Baby going to keep this song up for 5 years and it'll drop off too? But I get, as I check it, I see there's, people checking it out here and there. So finally, complete songs I made lyrics for on YouTube. And then again, it's getting with my man and seeing what we're doing. But I don't know. I got to see about my lyrics. So yeah, we'll wait on that. Yeah. I think that's it. I think I kind of went through everything. So yeah, I'm going to make a new song today. I thought I was going to make a certain song, and then I kind of did a little research, and I thought, I don't know if that's exactly right. So what should I do? Well, because what I'm trying to do is, my daughter asked me about how how did I come to the where I am, we'll say politically, and maybe spiritually, and how I was prior to that, and being in a college setting, activists, look, I don't know what, okay, let me just talk this out for a second and see what I want to do. I said I would have been a social justice warrior. So I look up a definition, and they're trying to say that it's like someone that's kind of talking but not really serious, and they're kind of like pumping themselves up. They're not really. It's virtue signaling. That is definitely not where I was coming from when it came to. And the goal to me, really what got me animated in college, and I studied racism a lot, was, you see the disparity with, let's say, the hood, the black community versus, say, the general society, white community, whatever. And it's just like, how is that the case? And I just felt, and maybe having gone to Garfield, my stepfather's black, all that stuff, I just felt like, what can I do, it just, I don't know, I just thought it made sense to try to make a difference, and that was kind of in my face. And, I was researching Public Enemy a little bit. And so, but that's not, I wouldn't have been, it wouldn't be accurate to say I would have been a social justice warrior, because it would have been genuine, I wasn't it wasn't for a show. I legitimately, so, and seeking answers, but thankfully I had an intervention, and I didn't go down the road of like tear down. That's kind of that. But I still had and the reason I had the intervention is because I was open to building, So I said in our Sunday school I was going to make the song about this, but knowing if that's the definition and I can't see another one, I can't do that. So let me go to the song. I don't know what it's going to be like about. So I might come back to that topic because I do probably want to talk about it at some point, but I'll have to think more about what to call it and things like that. But my song I had in mind was called Homeschool Grandpa. Okay. And I did look that up a couple weeks back, and I couldn't find anybody who calls himself that. And that's what I, God willing, will be able to call myself one day. Part of my challenge right now and my wife is our daughter's school is more than she can handle. And so she might take an online school or something. She's totally maxed, burned out, and it's causing us a lot of challenges. Like tomorrow, we got to spend a bunch of time, but we got to, it is what it is. Once you get it set up, I mean, they're talking about 4 to 5 hours a day and no homework. She's spending 4 to 5 hours a day on homework, plus the actual school, plus the commuting, plus the cost. And this online school is like maybe get an entry level $100 a month. We're paying like $400 a month with the scholarship. So, her vision is similar, and I thank God to what it's just kind of continuation of what I'm thinking. And it's like, of course, she's a young lady, she's not a guy or anything, but she sees, how to, it's simple as can be to me. All right. So I'll just start the song like that. Homeschool Grandpa. I don't know the hook yet. We're just going to start writing. It's simple as it can be to me. It strikes me as quite elementary. Why are we spending our childhood in a model that can do little good? Is not the end game to one day be productive? Foo. How should I spell that? F-U, Ralph. Foo. Okay. In order to do that, would it require, does it require does it require me to does it require me to be at this building with these kids and these teachers? This building with these kids and these teachers for more than a TID. All right. I don't have my dictionary. Shoot. For more than a. Isn't a TID just a little, right? I know this, right? It's a TID, TID. Is that right? Okay. Should I try it? For more than a TID. For a bit more than a TID. I mean, it's on an extreme level for my daughter right now. It's way more than she can handle. It's way more than is necessary. And it's really, what are we trying to accomplish here? To be like a philosopher, you know? So you're a philosopher. Yes. You ever heard that? Okay. So, and I think philosophy is good. It just doesn't require hours of homework in your life, you know, or to know some of this stuff. I mean, the question is not being answered. I mean, her eye doctor was advocating that you really learn what they're teaching you, because while I didn't understand it when I was young, now she's a doctor. She probably didn't get it, didn't need to get it, because when she needed to get it, she got it, and now she's a doctor, right? I mean, this is why I think there's distrust with young people, with older people, because you're not giving them the straight scoop. Why are you sitting there in this building with these kids, with these teachers for a bit more than a TID for your whole, formative years? So the homeschool grandpa thinks there's another option, and we'll talk more about that next week on Back to the Ron.